Hello everyone, this is Miss Asmaa. In this lesson we will learn together how to measure and compare lengths. In this page we can see two objects here. The first one is a paintbrush and the other one is a colored pencil. So we have to measure here by centimeter. So you have to bring your centimeter ruler and follow the steps of getting an accurate measurement. So first of all you have to look at the left end of your object, which is here, and you have to line up the zero mark on your centimeter ruler exactly over the beginning of this object. And then you have to look at the other centimeter mark that's nearest to the other end of this paintbrush. If you follow these steps of measurement, you will get it like 15 centimeters. And then we have here colored pencil. We have to follow the same steps of measuring, and then you will get it equals 8 centimeters long. If I asked you here which is longer, the paintbrush or the colored pencil, you have to say the paintbrush is longer than the colored pencil. Why? Because the length of the paintbrush equals 15 centimeters, but the length of the colored pencil equals only 8 centimeters. So the paintbrush is already longer. But if I asked you, the paintbrush is longer than the colored pencil by how many centimeters? You can notice here, if you look at these objects, the colored pencil, which is here, this colored pencil, has the same length of this part from here till here of this paintbrush, right? Till here they have the same length. But from here till the end of the paintbrush, this an extra part which is longer than the colored pencil. So how can we get the difference between the two numbers, the difference between the two lengths? How can we measure this part which is longer? If I asked you how much longer, it means I need to know the difference. So it looks like how many more. We took it before in many problem solving. It's a magic word which tells us we have to make subtraction to get the difference between the two numbers. Look at this page. He said to me what? He said to me how much longer is the pencil than the crayon. We have pencil here and a crayon here. Without measurement we can see that the pencil is longer than the crayon. When he measured them, he got that pencil equals 8 centimeters and the crayon equals only 5 centimeters. He wants to know the pencil is longer than the crayon by how many centimeters, or what is the difference between the two lengths. So we said it's a magic word, we have to make a subtraction here to get the difference. So can we put 5 minus 8 to get the answer? Of course it will be not. It's a rule we said before. We have, at the subtraction, we have to put the bigger number at first. Because if I put here 5 minus 8, it will be right. If I have 5, can you take away 8 from me? Of course not. So, at the subtraction, we have to put the bigger number at first. So, it will be 8 minus 5. You can get the answer by taking away 5 from 8, or you have to count after 5 to reach 8. The answer here is supposed to be 3. So, the difference between two lengths is 3. The pencil is 3 centimeters longer than the crayon. And then he said to me, measure the length of each object and complete the number sentence to find the difference between the two lengths. The first object here we have a straw, and then we have a string. So to know the difference between the two lengths we have to measure each object, right? Then we have to subtract to get the difference. You have to follow the steps to get an accurate measurement all the time. So we can get this one equals 7 centimeters, and the string, it will be equals 10 centimeters. So the string is longer than the straw. By how? By what? By how many centimeters? How much longer the string is than the straw? So as we said, the bigger number at first and then minus 7. The answer, it will be 3. So the difference between two lengths is 3 centimeters. The string, which is longer, is 3 centimeters longer than the straw. Number 2, the same example. You have to do it alone. And then also in page 641, the same examples. Now we will move to page 642. Here we have a problem solving. As usual, you have to read it alone and then read it one more time silently and give yourself a chance to think slowly. Number 6. Mark has a rope that's 23 centimeters long. He cuts 15 centimeters off. Concentrate here. He cuts 15 centimeters off from the rope. He cuts 15 centimeters off from the rope means he took away. So he took away 15 from 23. What is the length of the rope now? He wants to know. What is the remainder from the rope now? How many centimeters rest from the rope? So if you want to count the rest or the remainder, we said we have to make what? Addition or subtraction? Of course, we have to make subtraction. So, because he said to me, cuts off. He took away. So I have to put the bigger number at first, which is 23 minus 15. 23 minus 15, it will give me, you have to make it by the same way. You have to start from the ones and then the tens. If we need to, if I want to borrow here, you can borrow, you can solve it, or you can count from 15 to reach 23 because they are closer from each other. The answer here is supposed to be 8. Okay, let's move to number 7. Number 7, he said to me the yellow ribbon is 15 centimeters longer than the green ribbon. So you have to stop here. From the beginning, the yellow ribbon is 15 centimeters longer than the green ribbon. So I have 2 ribbons here. One of them is longer than the other. By what? By how many centimeters? He said to me the yellow ribbon is longer than the green ribbon by 15 centimeters, right? So the yellow and the green has the same length at part, but the yellow ribbon is longer than the green by 15 centimeters. So the yellow has an extra part from the green, which is equal 15 centimeters. And then he said to me the green ribbon is 29 centimeters long. What is the length of the yellow ribbon? We said here they have the same length in part, which is what? Which is 29, right? But he said to me the yellow is longer than the green by 15. So if I want to get the length of the yellow ribbon, I have to make what? Can I make subtraction to get the length of the yellow ribbon? Of course not, because we said they have the same length in apart, but the yellow is longer than the other by 15, right? So I have to add here. I have to add the same length, which is 29, plus the extra part, which is 15, to get the answer. The answer here is supposed to be, you can do it alone. Okay, number 8. Measure the length of each object. Which object is longer? We have a crayon and a string here. How much longer? You have to measure each one of them, and you have to decide which one of them is longer. Why?